Hi, I'm Isaac, and I'm in college at UMD right now, and I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of my story about my background in faith and where I came from and how I got to this point and where I'm at right now. So to start with, I grew up in a Christian home with going to church with my parents brought me, my mom and dad, every week. I went to Sunday school and to church, and kind of from a pretty young age. Faith to me was a big part of my life, but to me at the time it was all about knowing right answers or just kind of picking up what I could about the Bible, picking up what I could about what they were teaching in Sunday school, and it didn't really have a whole lot of deep meaning for me. I kind of stayed like that for a while throughout all of my pretty much younger years through middle school. I got into high school, and about my junior year, I started doing a Bible study with some friends from home and a leader, and he really encouraged us to, when we read the Bible, we'd read it every week and we'd get into it and we'd highlight parts that stood out to us and underline, take little notes, and we'd meet up once a week and we'd just kind of talk about what that meant to us. And that was kind of something new. It really made me think that my faith and Christianity was more about reading the Bible and figuring out what the different passages meant and how I should apply those to my life. And I think that was a pretty. It really helped me to grow in my faith, because I learned. Well, these aren't just answers. Like, I have a bunch of answers, but what good are all these answers doing if I mean, that's all I have. But then this Bible study helped me to realize that once I have some answers, that those are answers for any questions that can come up in my life of more how to live my life. A little bit after that, the summer before my senior year, my youth group, we went to a conference in New Orleans. It was about a week-long conference, and we just spent some time down there. We were worshiping with a bunch of people. They had some big bands and some big speakers come in, and just sometime throughout that week, a switch flipped in my head, and I realized that it wasn't about knowing all the answers. It wasn't about just reading the Bible and learning how to apply it to my life. It was about my life was about how Christ is supposed to be at the center of it, and that through Him I can learn how to apply things to my life and learn some right answers from the Bible. But it comes down to the bottom line of accepting Christ into my life and having Him be the center. Before I went to New Orleans and before this Bible study, I was living kind of a self-centered life where I was living pretty much all my relationships with everybody was selfish, and the main intention for me was what I could achieve, what I could get out of relationships. This person could help me get here, this person could help me get here, and I wasn't very nice. I think I was kind of a jerk to my family, and I didn't really have that great of just a relationship with really anybody. It was kind of all about me, and through that conference in New Orleans and through accepting Christ in my life, He helped me to realize that these things, they were sinful, that my life wasn't about just me and what I could get out of other people, that my life was about Him, and that's not the way that living a Christ-like life, that's not the way that I should be treating people. And so after I got back from this trip, God really helped me through being in the Word and realizing how I was supposed to live my life, that I needed to fix some of these relationships with people in my life. And so I worked to fix my relationships with my parents and with friends, and I ended up with a pretty close-knit group of friends from my hometown, and we hung out a lot and grew together throughout the last year of high school. Then college came, and right away it was a little bit difficult, because I was used to having my solid group of friends and my youth group and my church back at home, and it was different being up in Duluth with not the same things I grew up with. And so initially it was really it was a struggle, but it encouraged me to find out how living a Christ-centered life looked without everything that I had grown to know. So it really was a good time for me to grow independently. And then soon after that, I got involved with Cru on campus, and they helped me to get a community of friends and community of believers, and just to meet up with people every week, get involved in Bible studies, and that was the community that I found here in Duluth. For me, in my story, community has always been a very vital piece of my faith. It's something that is necessary, and it really helps me to grow if I'm surrounded by people that are as like-minded as me. Since coming to college, I realized that my story doesn't end with when I went to New Orleans and got accepted Christ in my life, and that's not the end. It's God's still changing me every day. And something I realized since coming to college was that I used to be, and still can be, pretty sarcastic sometimes, and I didn't think there's anything wrong with that. I thought it was just kind of a funny way to interact, but I've realized since then that it can sometimes be hurtful and hurt other people's feelings, and that's not the way that Christ would want me to interact with other people, or to put people down. That's not helpful for anybody. And so something I've been growing in since coming to college is trying to be less sarcastic and having less comments that could possibly hurt other people. So yeah, that's pretty much just the basis of my story about how I went from thinking my faith is about knowing the right answers, thinking it's about reading the Bible and finding out what it can do for me, and realizing that it's really about having a personal relationship with Christ, and then all the rest of that will kind of fall in line behind it. Thank you.